Love is blind, people. Is this your first podcast you've been on in Dubai?
It is, yeah.
I am honoured, Barda.
I feel like I've not had enough of Dubai. Going on a reality TV show, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't think about the fame aspect of it at all. I didn't care for the fame aspect of it. I cared to find a partner.
Do you believe in love is blind? I'm a hopeless romantic.
He was unfaithful. He's just not my guy.
What are the things that guys need to do to impress you?
Don't be shady.
They're all a bunch of catfishes, aren't they?
I found that men were like big time catfishes.
Nothing touches behaviour.
Really?
Nothing.
I don't know if I would be open to dating more Lebanese men.
I'm half Lebanese.
I'm just going to leave now.
Today's guest is Barda Krasniqi. Barda is a TV reality star out of Love is Blind UK, and she shot to fame very quickly on the reality dating show. She got engaged without ever seeing her fiancé. A Netflix special, the show has gained momentum in many countries, and Barda is the latest star to have opened her heart in front of the cameras and in front of millions. We talk a range of topics, from dating Lebanese men to understanding how OTT platforms continue to shape society. What goes on when the cameras are off? Let's find out from Barda.
It's easy for me to just make decisions quickly, take the lead and just move on. I don't really like to leave things lingering because it was, one of the toughest decisions that I've ever had to make. I will marry for me, not for you, mum and dad. It will make their lives easier. Will it make mine? Probably not. Not ready to let go of being the man of the household, but I'm very independent. I like to get things done.
Barda Krasniqi, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome back to Dubai. You
Thank you.
just come back from holiday-ish.
I just arrived yesterday, so I'm feeling relieved. I'm very happy to be back home.
Were you in the UK?
I was in London, yes.
Okay, how is it?
Cold.
Not much has changed then.
Not much has changed.
Is this your first podcast you've been on in Dubai?
It is, yeah.
I am honoured, Barda. I'm honoured. I'm so excited to have you. It's so weird to see you, by the way, in person versus watching you on the screen. It's so nice. You're so lovely. Yeah, you're so lovely.
I am quite nice.
I just want to hug you and stuff. You're so cute. But more of that later. I wanted to ask you, so you've obviously moved to Dubai quite recently. So far, so good? Happy with the life decision?
Really happy, yeah. I kind of wish I'd come sooner, but everything unfolded the way that it was meant to. And yeah, I'm very happy with my decision.
Okay. You've been here a few months. You're going to plan here for a few more years, you think? Or
I don't know. I'm kind of open to anything at the moment. I want to stay here, absolutely, for at least another 2 years. I feel like I've not had enough of Dubai.
By the way, everyone says that. I was 28, right? Fresh face, coming out of London. I was like, I'll go to Dubai. I was 28. I was like, right, let's go to Dubai. I'll do 2 years, make some money, and I'll go back.
How long's it been now?
It's been 15 years. Everyone has the same plan. 2 years, just 2 years.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. I'm telling you right now.
But you know what? I'm really open to staying here like forever.
Good.
I would love to. I feel like it's the safest place I've ever been in. In terms of like raising a family, like I couldn't imagine a safer place to like raise children.
100%,
and
100%.
I'm sure you can
100%.
agree with that.
I can relate. I've got 2 young boys.
Yeah.
Look, it's the kind of place where you can leave your wallet on the table in a coffee shop or in a restaurant. Just go to the bar. I don't know if people have wallets anymore, but just a wallet or your phone or whatever the case may be. It's going to be absolutely fine.
I've left a handbag in a bar and then gone to a different bar and gone back later and it's still there.
Yeah. What kind of handbag was it though?
Prada.
Oh, there we go. Love is blind, people. Fashion is great. Talk to me about your mug. I absolutely love this mug. This is one of my favorite mugs of all the seasons. What's going on here?
So this was gifted to me a couple of years ago now. I am 29 plus middle finger.
Yep.
So for my 30th, we'd add a few more middle fingers now.
Yeah.
One of my cousins got it for me and it was a family member, a male cousin.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of gone against the traditional norms for women. I left home quite early. I was quite independent. I was like partying with all my boy cousins because all my girl cousins weren't allowed to go out. And, you're not allowed to swear as a girl. And I'm not really someone that swears anyway, but I just thought this was the funniest thing. My mum was mortified when she saw it.
It's a great one.
And I just thought it was hilarious. And I was like, Mum, let me make you a cup of tea in it.
Yeah. By the way, your mum is
She
lovely.
was like, isn't she?
She's
She's so
lovely.
cute. She's so innocent.
She's lovely. Like it's so weird when you talk about your friends. I think about Liv. We talk about your mum. I feel like I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I know them. Look, the mug is going to go on the mantelpiece behind you. You okay with that?
Oh no.
Are you okay with me stealing one of your favorite mugs? You can always come back and
I'm
grab it.
willing to do that for you.
Are you? That's so
I
fun.
am.
Look, I will give you this over your shoulder.
This is amazing.
Yeah, so for those who are listening on audio, it's sort of describe it if you don't mind.
Okay, so we've got the Albanian flag,
Yeah.
high and proud.
Yeah.
We've got Canary Wharf and St. Paul's Cathedral. If I'm incorrect,
so.
please tell me.
I think you're right.
We've got a briefcase and a trophy. I'm not sure what the trophy's for because I didn't win my husband on the show. But I came close.
Look,
so
this is what happens when you look at your bio, you put it into an AI and it spits out marketing director, right?
Yeah, sales and marketing director. It should be marketing.
Yeah.
Ready to start dating. Oh, that's presumptuous.
But I will share this with you because it's a masterpiece.
No,
Let's
this
agree with
is
that.
going up on the gram. Like,
amazing,
this is amazing.
What was Love is Blind like?
Oh, it was amazing. It was probably like the most incredible experience I've ever gone through. I wish that everyone like would have an opportunity to just like try it out. Just because you learn so much. Like the friendships that I made were like worth everything that I went through.
Who was your BFF on the show?
Don't
say all of them. Just give me one. The first thing that comes to your mind.
I love all the girls so much.
Yep.
Katisha, Sarova and Ashley, we were like the awesome foursome. We were so close. We went through a really similar thing, I think. Not during, because during I think Ashley and Sarova had a very similar path. And then me and Katisha kind of just grew naturally really close because we were both trying to heal.
Yeah.
So we like trauma bonded and we were the only two that could really understand each other because we were going through something really similar. So
but you say that, but on the show itself, it didn't look like you were going through much in terms of what she was going through.
Yeah.
It was uncomparable. Your sort of drama, if you like, happened more or less after the engagement. We found out why, you obviously said no.
Yes, it was more so after the filming stopped that obviously me and Katisha bonded a bit more. But during, up until like a few days before the actual weddings, Katisha was having a great time. Yeah. I know it didn't look like that.
Did not look like that.
But I promise you, me, Jed, Katisha and Jamin did a lot of double dating and off camera. Yeah. And they were just really loved up, which you don't really get to see on camera. Yeah. So she was having a really good time up until the very end.
That's the thing. None of us, we never know what to believe, right? And we all have our own unconscious bias when we see people going on these shows. We're like, we know they're in it probably 99 times out of 100. They're in it for the fame. They're in it for, the money and whatever else that could come later. And that was something potentially that you found out with Jed, right?
Yeah. Going on a reality TV show, I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't think about the fame aspect of it at all. I didn't care for the fame aspect of it. I cared to find a partner. And what I learned was some people cared more about the fame than the partner aspect of it. Yeah. And that's when it can't work. Yeah. So it was a tough lesson to learn because I quite naively was like, but I'm in love and that would mean so much more than the fame. And I thought he would also feel the same way.
But you don't strike me as a naive person. I mean, I've known you, 15, 20 minutes? We had a couple of calls, but you don't strike me as a naive person. You've got your head screwed on, right?
I do feel like
you're a smart lady.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm very sure of myself. I really think things through. I think in that moment, I didn't also think I would fall in love. So I think the naivety came after I fell in love and I was like, he loves me just as much as I love him. So that's all that matters. But then obviously coming out of it, he wouldn't have, played it that way if that was the case. But I think his priority was what the show could do for him rather than what we could do as a couple. Yeah.
Before I go any deeper on this, I always give my guests a chance to have a get out of jail card.
Okay.
So do you have a safe word for a question you don't want to answer?
I do.
What is it?
Krispy Kreme.
Oh, hello. Why Krispy Kreme?
Because I love their donuts.
So, by the way, out of all the guests I've ever had on, no one has ever gone down that route. It's fantastic. That's a great, so it's a source of comfort for you.
Yeah.
Do you need that a lot in your life?
No, not usually, but it's nice to know it's there.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your safe word? If you were to have one.
It's funny because so I came up with the whole safe word thing. It was a few years ago. It was still my old job, and I was doing some sort of neural rewiring in my brain, or my subconscious. Okay,
Mm.
and they were trying to teach me something, and they said, "Luca, you need to try and go back to being your original self." And they came up. They said, "You need to pick a word, whatever word that is, that will make you sort of snap back out of what you are currently doing and revert back to your old original self." Okay, which
Okay.
was fascinating. At the time, I was watching a movie called Semi-Pro.
Okay.
With Will Ferrell. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
No.
there's a part of it. It's a comedy basketball movie, and there's a part of it where he's wrestling a bear. Okay, to raise money for his basketball team.
I
Okay,
think I may have actually seen
yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
so the bear is with him in the cage, and the bear tamer, I don't know if that's what they call the bear tamer, said, "What's your safe word in case the bear," I think Stewie or Spooey, I can't remember what it was called, "if it's actually too much and you want to get out, what's your safe word?" And his safe word was spumoni.
Spumoni.
Don't ask me why,
It's a
but
made-up word, right?
I think it's a type of food in the US. But
Oh,
anyway, so
okay.
his safe word was spumoni. So when I was doing this coaching session and he said, "Come up with a safe word," because I was watching Semi-Pro, spumoni was my safe word. So if someone asks me now, you know what? Spumoni is my own safe word. So
Spumoni.
there you go. You're the
I'm
first
gonna
person that
Google
asked
what that
that.
means later.
I think it's a type of food, so
Okay.
we'll go with it. Right. So going back to Jed,
Yep.
I'm half Lebanese.
hmm
Okay. When
I'm just gonna leave now.
So when I was watching, and half, well, not British, but there's an Italian in there as well.
Yeah.
But when I was watching with my wife, she's Lebanese, and we
Yeah.
were very much Team Barda and Team Jed. Right from the first minute, I told
Yeah.
Rasha, this is my favorite couple by far. Why? Because you're both chilled, you're both, Londoners, mixed origins, I can relate.
Yeah.
And I was like, and there's great chemistry. And then when he started calling you my Barda, I started calling Rasha my Rasha. And I was like,
Oh
Jed, I love that, mate. I love that. So my Barda, we would talk about it for quite some time, okay?
no. Yeah.
But what I would say is that I could see that you guys had real chemistry, and no one will tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
Even if you tell me we didn't, I still won't believe it because I
No, I
felt
wouldn't
it.
say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Like
Yeah.
what you saw on screen was very real. And I actually had a conversation with him at the rap party recently. And we both, we agreed that only me and him really know how we felt in those moments.
Yeah.
And they were very real moments.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate how things ended,
Hmm.
but the chemistry, the love, we had like all these like little private jokes that were
Yeah.
so meaningful that you don't actually get to see on camera. One of them was at the altar. I actually asked him to turn around, and I said my vows with our backs to each other, because whenever we had like a moment where we needed a breather, we would turn back to back and kind of reimagine being in the
Back
pods.
It's easier to talk without seeing each other.
And all we could do is hear the voices rather than having to like, I know, you need to communicate and look at each other, but for us that was so meaningful because that's how we started.
Yeah.
So we had all these really amazing, things that really connected us that were almost like a movie, which you don't get to see. So I'm glad that you saw like
Yeah.
a fraction of
No,
that.
but it was, I mean, we loved you guys, and we were really, really rooting for you out of all the couples. And I think when obviously you get to the altar, for some reason, we both said there's something not quite right here. Because up until that point, it was all smooth sailing. And of
Yeah.
course, we all know what happened.
Mm.
And I was generally quite gutted, I have to say. I'm a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
Okay? I am. I'm a Scorpio, I'm Italian, Lebanese, you name it, throw it, I'm there.
All the fires.
All of that stuff. But I mean, I wear my heart on the sleeve, and I was like, no, you guys are so good for each other.
Yeah.
And it's only until afterwards, obviously, I've seen all the post interviews that you've done with Netflix and other
Yeah.
podcasts and stuff. So I get it, and I understand the reasons why. Because you were engaged before, how much of an influence and a role did that play in your decision making? And did you take any of that baggage, that emotional baggage? Because getting to an engagement status, right, in the first place is tough. Doing it again with someone else.
Yeah.
How much were you influenced by what happened before in your private life?
I think that's a really fair question. I had completely moved on from my previous relationship. I wouldn't have gone on the show if I wasn't ready. Like you said, I've got my head screwed on. I wouldn't want to mess someone else around, let alone waste my own time. I left my first engagement for very different reasons. He was unfaithful. I spoke about that with Jed, and it had been almost 2 years of me being broken up from that to me going on the show. So it didn't particularly have much of an influence on my decision. It kind of made my second engagement all that more important, because I tried the first time, it didn't work, and I'm from a culture where you don't really get the opportunity to keep dating, and you know, it's not really, it's frowned upon, let's say. So for me, it was like, being engaged once, it didn't work. Okay, it hurt me, it hurt my family. Being engaged twice, this has to work.
Were your spider senses more attuned because you'd been hurt and
Yeah.
they cheated on you, well, in the first instance?
I think I was more, if I'm going to do this, I'm already late in terms of what my culture expects me, the age range that they want me to be married
I can relate.
in.
I'm Lebanese Italian. I can relate.
Yeah, so I've already like surpassed that. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to get married because now there's, you know, 50 cameras in front of me and the pressure's on, and, you know, the audience will love me because I wanted to marry this guy. He showed me something that I didn't want in a marriage. And for me, that was the reason why I initially was like, well, at the end, ended up saying no, because like you said, you're a romantic. I'm very much a hopeless romantic, and there's nothing more that I wanted than to say yes in that moment.
And you're a hugger as well.
I'm such a hugger.
So when I first met, for those who don't know, when I first met her, I was like, "Can I hug you?" Go, "Are you a hugger?" She's like, "I'm a hugger." And you have a very nice energy about you, and that's why, again, he also seemed to have a very nice energy. I don't know Jed, I can't, but from what I saw, he seemed like a lovely guy as well, and a very genuine guy. And I genuinely believe he loved you, whether you like to admit, not agree. Maybe that's hard to hear.
I agree. I think
he genuinely loved you.
I think he did. Like, you can't fake those emotions. No. You can't put stuff on for the cameras, because there was so many amazing moments off cameras as well. And he is a great guy. He is. He's just not my guy.
Elephant in the room. I don't know if you can see it. There's an elephant behind me.
Oh, okay.
They can see it on camera.
Can they?
There's an elephant in the room. It's kind of hiding behind.
I thought it was an imaginary one.
When you said no, you felt relief, right? That you said that afterwards. It was the right thing to do. Looking back, you never said, "I made the wrong decision."
Yeah.
Do you think that when you were first falling in love, you were going in it for the right reasons, or were you too swept up in the whole camera, lights, fairy tale ending, getting married? Because how do you differentiate between what is really, really real versus what's not? Did you ever really love him?
100% I did. I was very much in love. I think the only thing that I think I was swept under is the thought of being married within a couple of months, and then starting a family. That was the only thing that was really like processing in my mind. Yeah. You get used to the cameras being there that you stop noticing them. So it's not the cameras and the lights are, you know, confusing you. It's not like that at all. It was, I can't believe I actually fell in love. I didn't think I was going to fall in love.
You know, when you go on holiday with someone,
and
it's the best bits of a relationship, right? Or you meet on holiday for the very first time.
Yeah.
It's that holiday romance.
Yeah.
Everything's amazing. Then you come back and the reality is it's not quite the same, and it always feels a bit off. Is it a big setup to fail kind of thing, Love is Blind, where it kind of puts people and it plays on their emotions to a point where it's like, we're going to build it up. You go on a beautiful holiday, and then you bought a nice apartment, and everything's glitz and glamoury, and then we even get you a wedding. Does it set you up for a massive emotional fail?
I don't think so. No, I think every normal relationship I've been in, you start off with a honeymoon period, right? It's all exciting, and you want to go away here, and you want to do date night there, and that's kind of how it was. And then the next stage of that is, well, it's usually meeting the friends and family before you move in.
Yeah.
But you meet the friends and family, and then you move in, and then it's just condensed. It's really high pressured, because then you feel like, I think for a moment leading up to the wedding, the pressure of having an answer was so intense that you're going to either really lean into the process, or it's going to like make you bug out completely, and you're going to like retrieve.
Watching it, when we saw the other couples, we just knew someone wasn't going to work, right? It just...
Who?
I knew Billy wasn't going to work, because he was never going to accept her being working as a flight attendant, cabin crew. So we just knew that was going to happen, but they went along with it. But some things are very, very obvious. Some things aren't. Now, On camera, another elephant in the room, it looked like you were upset that Jed was paying and you didn't want him to. And you came across as someone who, I know, you roll your eyes, but it's the reality. Because that's what people will see. Again, we don't know the story because what we see is what we see. Smarter people will challenge that. They'll question, like, what are they not showing? What are they really showing? There's something else going on. But at face value, it looked like you had a problem with him paying for you.
Not at all. No problem. I've recently, since this has all come out, have,
Gone the other way. Bring it in.
protested. Please look after me.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. What you guys saw was one scene of one dinner. And he even said on camera, I just wanted to pay for this one because my friends were coming. And the brief conversation that we'd had was, like, Jed is a very funny guy. Like, I'll give him that. It was really fun to be around him because there was jokes all the time. He would sing. He was really clumsy. He fell over so much. He's just a funny guy. And he would just make jokes all the time. And there was a point where I didn't know what was a joke and what was a serious conversation. And that was one of those things. So where he was like, babe, I know you're not paying. Let me get this one. Yeah. And I was like, all right, okay, fine.
That's the pride in it, right? So you kind of mask something serious with a bit of humor, potentially.
But everything was humor. There was no, like, let's sit down and have...
That's an insecurity. When you use a lot of humor sometimes, that can come across as...
Yeah, I mean, potentially. But at the time, I was just like, that guy's really funny. So let me give you an insight. Loads.
So let me give you my insight. I'm half Lebanese, like I mentioned, and I'm British. There is a certain pride factor amongst Arab men taking care of their wife, partner, girlfriend.
And I understand that. It's the same in the Albanian culture.
Yeah. So it's like, for us, it's like, and we don't want to push too much because when I was in the UK, I didn't want to do too much because I don't want to upset anyone. But if I was in Lebanon, 100%. It's not even a conversation. The girl's expecting you to pay.
I said that a lot. My brothers have never let me pay for anything. Like, it's not a culture shock. It's not new information.
I love your parents, by the way. Sorry.
They're so cute, aren't they?
I love it. Right. Are you ready to take charge of the show, Barda?
I'm ready.
Yeah? The bag is yours. Okay. 6 questions in there. Open it up and let's read out each one at a time. Go for it. Hi, everyone. I really hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Throughout my career, I've met a lot of people that have anxiety when it comes to public speaking. If you're someone that has that anxiety or nervousness and has always wanted to be more confident in public speaking, but you're also not sure where to go or how to start, the good news is I might be able to help. I have 20 years experience working in corporate communication. I'm a former regional CEO and I've helped to win over 80 different clients through new business pitches. With so many online trainings based on theory, I wanted to share what's helped me in the business world. I've launched my own training program called Master Pitch. The 7-module course covers everything you need to know, whether it's learning how to really understand the audience, how to deliver real impact, or how to effectively storytell. I've got it covered. With practical tips and real examples, you can immediately start turning that anxiety into confidence. Also, in a world of AI, there's never been a more important time to invest in your personal brand and in developing your public speaking. For more information, go to lucaallam.com or drop me an email at info@lucaallam.com. Right, let's get back to it.
Oh my God, they're quite heavy. Are they real golf balls?
They're golf balls. Look, they've even got branding on them. It's the little touches.
I love this.
Did you notice? Did you notice my little coasters as well?
I did, yeah, and your mug.
Right, what's the first one?
Right, okay. Blindly love without the looks, or look for love that start through the eyes.
Can you fall in love with someone that doesn't look attractive, or does it always start with the looks?
I'll give you an example of
Be honest with me.
Yeah. So the reason why I said blindly love is because even prior to the show, in previous relationships, I have not been as attracted to somebody as I would like to be. And I ended up falling in love through their actions, their characteristics, their like goofy smiles, or their like extra long hair they forgot to shave on their beard. Like those little, I know it sounds funny.
I thought you did that. I thought the back of that. I was like, the neck.
No, it was like, oh, you missed out this bit, but it's kind of cute. Like, I feel like you can fall in love with so many other things that are not like surface level, just a glance. So that's why I will still stick to that and say that I've done it before. I know I can fall in love with characteristics, with consistency. If you're, continuing to show me that you want to be there and you show up and you're planning dates and you're showing me your intentions, I can fall in love with that also. What
about try and get into the mind of a man? Can they do it? Can they fall in love with a woman?
Probably not.
So why one, not the other?
I can't say that goes for every man, but I feel like I personally am a lot more open to somebody's heart, to somebody's good human nature rather than just their looks. And I think those things are a lot more important for for longevity than the exterior.
You're in Dubai now, okay?
I know.
Dubai is
full of beautiful people.
Yeah. So when you're out and about with your friends, bars, restaurants, whatever you name it, and men will probably come up and talk to you and stuff, right? And how do you differentiate between men who are, if you said most men are through the looks, how do you basically sum up whether or not they're in it just for the looks, or actually they're open to the idea of potentially falling in love, especially in the context of Dubai?
Depends on like their approach. What are you asking me? Are you asking to just buy me a drink?
Yeah,
are you
it
asking?
It always starts with that.
But then are you also interested in what I do, where I'm from? If you ask me questions about my family, then I know what your intentions are.
Okay, so to impress you, what are the things that guys need to do to impress you? You can look at the camera if you like. so if anyone watches this in Dubai,
I have a whole list.
Where to begin?
To impress me, I need you to be intentional. Just don't ask me what I want to do, where I want to go. Ask me what I like, and then I will tell you which restaurants I really like. Women are very, very simple. We
Are
just
they?
want...
Are they simple?
Yeah, we just
I'll
want
challenge you a little bit.
security.
Men say we're simple. We are simple beings. When we say yes, we mean yes. When we say we want to go see our friends, we want to go see our friends. There's no agenda there.
Right. When women say yes, we mean yes. When we say no...
Not in all cultures, but I'm telling you, definitely not in all cultures. No's can mean yeses and yes can mean no's. And we have to anticipate what they're thinking all the time. Whereas if they ask us what you're thinking, we'll tell them. But if we ask sometimes, again, without generalizing, I'll say, wife, what's going on through what's going on? What was going through your mind? I kind of know, but at the same time, her answer is totally different to the reality of what she's feeling.
She expects you to know.
She expects. Yeah. And that's the case of most Mediterranean, Middle Eastern couples, right? Men are expected to know what's going on in the minds of their partners and spouses. So
I think that's down to communication, though. I feel like I'm very open, very communicative. This is what I want. This is why I'm upset. This is what I would need from you.
So what does upset you? What are the red flags? Give me 3 red flags.
Oh, okay. Shadiness. Don't be shady.
What does shady mean for those Middle Eastern people watching? Like
if you're showing up to dinner and your phone's always down, what are you hiding? Equally, I don't think you should be like answering calls and stuff, but like I've got all of my notifications on. I don't have anything to hide. No one's texting me. So like
okay, so don't be shady.
Don't be shady. The hot and cold thing, that's such a red flag because
playing games, you mean?
Yeah.
You get over that. When you get into your 40s, you get over that.
Yeah, for me, it just means that if my friends come to me and they're like, oh, this guy's really into me, and then 2 days later he's not responding, I'm like, he's got someone else and he's bartering what he's going to do.
He's playing the field, figuring out his options.
Yeah. Okay. And then...
Third red flag.
Third red flag is inconsistency. Just...
These are really good red flags.
Yeah, like for me, it's really simple. If you're consistent, like it shows what your patterns are. And if you can't stick to a pattern, what does that say about you in a relationship?
I had a lady, I think season 2, Christiana Maxian. She runs a very high profile dating company.
Yeah.
Globally, where basically she connects multi-millionaires to beautiful women.
Would you be open to sending her my profile?
I'll give her a call. Look, you have a lot of these dating apps and stuff. Are you on them? Are you interested in them? Are you quite old fashioned? Do you like a guy just to kind of like be quite spontaneous, a bit charming and sweep you off your feet?
Yeah, I want like an old school gentleman. I don't want like a Jack the Lad who's gonna be like, oh, I'll meet you there. Like, no, pick me up, plan the date. I don't really want to... I have been on the dating apps before. I don't feel that they were productive.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of catfishes, aren't they?
Yeah, it's also crazy. I thought women were like supposed to be the catfishes. I found that men were like big time catfishes.
I mean, I'm saying
apps.
I have no idea, but
but like men really know their angles now, and it's crazy because when you see them in real life, you're like, huh?
Like it's getting harder and harder for women to differentiate the good guys from the not so good guys because the not so good guys are getting even smarter. And they're able to detect and pick up certain things. Like there's definitely an area of narcissism with some of these kind of guys where they love themselves so much they'll do anything they can to abuse you, play the role of the savior, and also play the role of a victim.
Familiar.
Yeah, but that's what their narcissists are. They abuse.
Yeah.
They play the role of a victim, and then they play the role of the savior at the same time. All kind of rolled into one. Should we do another ball?
Let's do another ball.
All right, let's crack on.
Are contestants losing their authenticity and sincerity? One series at a time. Debate. Okay, let's have this debate.
Are they losing their authenticity and sincerity? All of these contestants on all of these reality shows. I mean, just look at Netflix. How many reality shows are there on Netflix? I just listed off a few before we started.
Yeah.
And I watched them, but are contestants losing their authenticity one episode and one series and one at a time? Because that's how I feel. What do you think?
So I'm going to use my season as an example. All of the girls applied. None of the boys applied.
Ooh.
They were all headhunted.
Really?
All of them.
Really?
Not one
Even
boy
that lovely
applied.
guy, what was his name, who Katisha decided not to go with?
Demola.
Demola. He was, by the way, I love Demola.
He's lovely. He's amazing. I love him as well.
No,
he's
he was
actually one
such
of my
a
good
sweetheart.
friends. Yeah.
He's Nigerian, I think,
Yeah.
right? I was like, there's my Nigerian.
He actually
that's
came
my
out
bit.
here and we went out for some drinks when he visited a few months ago.
I would love to meet him next time out. Yeah, I would love to meet him. He's a great guy.
He is amazing. No one applied.
Okay.
Now, I think very logically, this is how I made my decision as well at the altar. I'm very, very logical. All the women that applied, and we were told a lot as well by the Netflix team that the audience for these kind of shows are romantics. It's the same audiences that watch rom-coms and that want love to work. And, and I believe that. I've watched the show myself. I applied on the basis that I probably won't meet the love of my life. I probably won't even get on the show. But if I do, how amazing would it be to get married within a few months, start a family and start my journey. And this process will help me get there, I suppose, a bit quicker. What happened to a lot of the boys was, here's an opportunity. It's a TV show, millions and millions of viewers. You will get X amount, also get taken on a holiday, and whatever happens, you'll get some sort of platform.
Yeah. How long was that being filmed, that entire
I think
months?
it was just under 2 months.
So you have to take 2 months off work, basically?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so
technically you need about 2 weeks off work because you get your phones back after 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
So a lot of Ashley, particularly because she flies, so she couldn't go back to work. But if anyone could do their job hybrid from home, from their mobiles, their laptops, they can continue working.
But getting guys to basically be casted effectively versus the girls applying, I mean, that's a massive red flag.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in terms of the authenticity of the cast year on year, I think if you are applying, it's for the right reasons because you want to get married and you want to meet your person, you believe in the process. I very much believed in the process. Look at season 1, from America, season 2, there are people that are still married after 7-8 years. It works for the right people that both want it. Mm-hmm. But I think the more viral the show has gone, the more people are like, oh, it can also help me in other aspects.
So what happens like when you're not in the pods and you're with your other girls and like they're all saying we're dating with this person, but there must be a lot of sort of infighting going on between all of you. And you all must be trying to put each other down in the pods in front of the guys, no?
No.
I mean, in my mind, I've got all these women and all these men want to get married, right? And so they'll do everything they can to sort of put off this person or that person to get who they really want. That doesn't happen.
So this is a more mature cast. We're all in our late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
I actually chose not to disclose who I was getting on with. So no one knew.
There was more than Jed, okay.
No. I didn't tell the girls that it was Jed.
Okay.
So they had no idea who like my top guy was, or top 2 or top 3. No one knew. Some of them decided to share amongst each other, and some of them were obviously dating the same guys. Mm-hmm. Now, the process is you have to date a certain amount of people every day. So I'm very aware that he's dating other girls. I didn't want to be influenced by his other dates in my time in the pods with him, and I wanted it to be as authentic as it can be without seeing them process.
I'm with you.
So there was no, like, I was like, did you have a good date? Good. Kind of kept it at that. Okay. And then I was like, I had a really good date here, or like we could give each other gifts. Like he sent me flowers one day and he sent me this notebook, which you don't get to see as well. And some of, one of the other girls that he was dating, it really affected her. And that was the moment that I chose to share who I was dating. But there was no, oh, don't date her, she's not good for you, or it wasn't like that at all.
So who'd have been your second pick? Was it Kieran?
No, I actually only dated Kieran once and then I never saw him again.
Okay.
He was hot property.
Yeah.
He was high in demand.
Did that put you off a bit because you didn't want to sort of...
No, you don't really think about that in the pods, because there's a process. You sort of rate who you're getting on with the most, but they have to rate you back.
Yeah, of course.
and we just didn't click like that.
Okay. Another ball. Should we do it? Should we crack on?
Okay. Dating in Dubai or finding love in London? Who does it harder?
What's harder? Finding love in London, okay, where everyone's miserable most of the time, or dating in Dubai where you've got all the competition you could possibly ever imagine?
I think it was easier to date in London, if I'm being completely transparent. Because at least then I felt like there were some guys that really had already had their homes in the UK, just like had a dog already, and all they were missing was like a wife and a family and kids, and they were like quite well established already. And I think the people that I've dated in Dubai are still quite new to Dubai or still really excited by all what Dubai has to offer. So it's been a bit harder, and I feel like there's thousands of people moving here every day.
Yeah.
So there's like new hot women here every day. So like competition just grows and grows and grows, and your opportunities never end.
So it's harder because there's more competition, or it's harder because the type of guys Dubai attracts?
I think a bit of both. A bit of both. Yeah. I feel like the options are like endless.
Yeah.
There's always another hot girl, another hot driven woman, or, you know, there's always what's the next best thing. And I feel like there's too many options.
Yeah, you know, from a single guy's perspective, they'd flip it. They'll say there's too many multi-millionaires here in Dubai as men. Dubai has the highest percentage per capita of millionaires anywhere in the world.
Do you know where they might be?
But so guys here feel that they're in this rat race, much more than London. When I worked in London, it was fast. Here, it's much faster. Everything is faster, glitzier, more glamorous. But the men have this kind of chip on their shoulder, and I was one of them, so I can say that, where I had to make more money to go out and attract the very best option I could, right? It was about power, status, ego, all that kind of stuff. When men look around now, and they're single men, and they're competing against guys who are driving this and that and have their own jet planes and all that kind of stuff, it's quite intimidating as well for guys. So they kind of have to change the way in which they operate. So they are competing with other men for the affection of all of these very attractive young ladies. So it's kind of like this arms race on both sides. You know what I mean? And it can get very lonely. So a lot of single friends I still have now tell me that Dubai can be one of the loneliest places in the world.
Yeah.
Even though it's one of the busiest.
I mean, that's really interesting, to be fair. I've thought of that as well, but it's hard to like, which one's in the wrong then?
There isn't.
You know?
It's just the way it is. And it's about, but
it's
you need to be
quite sad, because I feel like there's enough for both. There's enough to achieve what both parties want.
But the reality is if you're not good, if you haven't done the work inside, and this is where I keep talking about in a lot of my episodes is, if you're strong inside, you've done the work in sense of you've looked at your limiting beliefs, you've rewired some of your subconscious activity, you know, you've removed all of those things that have been holding you back, and that you become more confident in who you are, then the surface level stuff doesn't matter as much anymore. But
agreed.
A lot of people haven't done that. They'll spend their millions on how they look, where they live, what car they drive, what jet plane they go on, all that kind of stuff, and they don't spend the money internally. And I think that's the biggest trick for surviving and thriving in Dubai.
And I think also good hearts always win, you know?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
Look, you'd be surprised. I've made my peace with it. I would challenge that because I've seen a lot of people who are not good as a person, and they, from the outside perspective, they're living an amazing life. But when they go to bed at night, do they have a clean conscience? Are they happy with who they are? Have they had to rely, beg, steal, con someone else out of something? And for me, having that clean conscience is absolutely priceless.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. Aligned?
Very
Very
nice.
We go for another? Let's go. No, let's keep going, man. Let's crack on.
Okay.
I think we've got 2 left, I think. Or maybe 3. 2?
2. The hidden insight from the rest of us when dealing with fast fame.
You shot to fame in the UK. I don't know where else.
It's weird when people say you're famous, because I don't feel famous. I don't think
because your brain hasn't yet caught up, right? So the reason I reached out to get you on the show is because you're famous, because people saw you.
Thank you. I guess.
But that's the reality. I wouldn't have known who sales and marketing director was 6 months ago. So it's because that platform gave you a spotlight as well as other people. And How do you, I mean, what is that one insight that the rest of us can never understand, because we haven't had that literally hockey stick kind of moment where
Yeah.
you're plodding along your life, not plodding, but you're living your life,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden everything changes. So what is that insight that you'd like to share with us?
Stay you. Just stay yourself, because what I didn't expect was just the influx of messages, like unsolicited opinions. And I understood that going on a show like this, I was going to get, you know, especially like you have a whole year to prepare for what's going to happen. I'm also trying to heal. I'm also trying to like deal with a breakup that I didn't want, find myself again. I moved to a whole new country to get away from it all.
Is that why you came here?
No, I had always planned to actually come here. He was actually supposed to come out with me. And I don't like dwelling. So I was like, I'm going to go and do what I wanted to do anyway. So what I didn't expect was just how many people across the world. I was having to Google Translate some really awful comments because you don't know what they're saying. It's in different languages and people are just like, well, you're really shit. Or I'm saying the really nice stuff actually, because the really awful stuff was really, really bad. And there's no way you can really prepare yourself for that. What makes it all sort of not worthwhile, because no one should be, receiving those kind of messages. But what makes it more bearable is the fact that equally there are some people that have reached out and have been like, you gave me strength to stand up for me because you stood up for you. And seeing some really, really amazing messages just made me feel like, screw whatever anyone else says. So like one person was helped because of me, and that's what makes me
hold
like,
on to that.
Yeah. And also being recognized is really weird. Like I was recognized at the airport yesterday. I drove to Belgium for like 2 days with my parents like 3 days ago. And I was on the motorway driving back to London with a Burger King bag, walking with my mom because we hadn't eaten yet. And we were like trying to catch the Euro shuttle. And this girl was like, Barda, love is blind. And she just kept doing this and like sending hearts. And I was like, I'm literally in a motorway in the middle of Belgium. And a random person was just like, I love you, have a great day. And I was like, oh, this is so cute.
That's very nice.
So like little things like that, and just like the girls' toilets are always a good time on a night out, but now they're like, oh my God, girl, you're amazing. So just getting like that love has just been unreal.
Look, that's really nice that you can latch on to these things, because
Yeah.
they're the things that will keep you a little bit more grounded, but realize that actually there is a positive to everything that you've been through.
Exactly, yeah.
But dealing with it overnight, it just also includes your family, your friend. I mean, Liv, your BFF, and all that. I mean, they all get roped into this. So how do they deal with it?
I recorded Liv's scene, the one where she really got like brutally attacked on, and it was 4 minutes. The whole scene was 4 minutes long.
Oh my goodness!
And the overwhelming hate that she still receives.
Still, really?
For 4 minutes that people have seen.
For what? For what? How she was?
I would have done much worse than she did, to be fair. Like, she was just doing what best friends do. She wasn't mean to him. We actually all went out drinking afterwards and had a great time. They got on really well. She really liked him. Yeah. And what the viewers don't know is Jed wasn't actually a part of most of that conversation. He was there to meet her. They had like a very quick, maybe 5-minute catch up. Yeah. And then he left. So most of that conversation was just between me and Liv. And she really liked him. Yeah. So if 4 minutes can make, the internet go that crazy.
Like, you've got a lot of people who don't have much going on in their life. They've got a lot of hate inside. They'll say and do whatever they want to say because they can get away with it. It's empty and it's easy. But it's a more reflection on who they are.
Yeah.
Like these things, like not everything should have equal weight. Not every comment or every person should have the same impact on you as an individual. What your mum would say carries much more weight than someone that like me who just met you, right? So you got to do the same kind of thing with social media, depending on who's saying it, why they're saying it. Yeah. If there's something insightful there's a reason that you can see their point. Fair enough, but if it isn't, it's got to go in one ear out the other. Otherwise,
you have to like develop thick skin to deal with it. You have to.
Love it. Should we do another?
Oh, yep. Let's go. Rank in preference: Lebanese food, Lebanese partying, Lebanese style, or Lebanese men? We're going to start with men at the bottom. I'm joking.
So you got Lebanese food, right? Do you like Lebanese food?
Love Lebanese. It's actually one of my favorite cuisines.
Is it? It's so good.
I thought you were going to get up and give me some.
Well, here's something I prepared earlier. What's your favorite Lebanese dish?
I don't even know their names, but like, you know, the
hummus
grilled
stuff,
meats.
the tabbouleh, okay, like
tabbouleh,
shish
fattoush.
tawouk, the chicken.
Oh, shish tawouk is probably like my go-to.
Lahm mishra is like the lamb, the kind of grilled lamb.
Love
on the skewers.
that. Yeah.
All that good stuff. So you're a meat eater.
Yeah.
What about Lebanese clubbing? Have you ever partied in Lebanon?
I've not. No. Tell me about this. I've heard amazing stuff. I know.
Oh.
I feel like they might not like me now if I go.
Look, I've been fortunate enough. I've lived in London.
Yeah.
I've been to New York and partied. I've been to LA and partied. I've done the whole Vegas, I've done Ibiza, Mykonos. Nothing touches Beirut.
Really?
Nothing.
No
It is the
way.
greatest city to have fun in.
Oh, I love that.
Forget the media. Forget anything that you may have
Yeah.
heard, dangerous or dangerous.
Some of my best friends are Lebanese, so I can understand that.
3-hour flight. Get yourself to Beirut, right? Take the gals. Have a little gal weekend, right? Go to Lebanon. You'll have the best time. They're famous for their hospitality and their clubbing. It's
Amazing.
phenomenal.
Beirut.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on fire, that city. What was the other option? So you've got Lebanese food, Lebanese clubbing.
Style?
Lebanese style. So the Lebanese women, the glitz, the glamour, how they all dress up, the beauty.
I mean, I'm very much into glamour.
Yep.
Hair, makeup.
Yep.
Outrageous, well, maybe not outrageous outfits. I'm probably quite toned down, but I do love Lebanese style.
And then you got Lebanese men. How do you feel about Lebanese men?
I think Lebanese men are great. Like one of my best friends is Lebanese, and he is an outstanding human being.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be open to dating more Lebanese men.
And that's the right answer.
Well, no, the thing is, like, Jed had a lot of English influence.
Yeah.
He was a lot more English than Lebanese.
He was. And you can see that.
Yeah.
I'm only picking up on it because we're in this region now.
Yeah.
And no one in the UK will care that much. But here in the Middle East, it's a bit more
No,
pertinent.
for sure. And I think there were certain things, like in the pods, we had one of these dates, and I was like, can you dance like Dabkit? And he was like, what's that? And I was like...
He didn't know the Dabkit. Really?
I was like, I'm more Lebanese than you are.
Really? Do you know how to dance Dabkit?
No.
By the way, off camera, we're going to have a session.
Oh, God.
Well, that's amazing. So how would you rank? You got food, you've got clubbing, you've got men, and you've got the beauty aspect. So 1 to 4.
Okay, so Lebanese food.
Okay, number 1.
Top.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You've convinced me. The partying.
Man, we'll take you. Rash and you're going to have the best time ever.
Yeah, I want to try that. I really want to experience that, especially because if I'm in Lebanon, then I'm going to get the food too.
Yeah.
Lebanese, I'm gonna put them on the same level, Lebanese style and Lebanese men.
Joint third, huh?
Yeah, joint third.
Play it nice and safe. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I respect that.
They said that to me a lot on the show. They were like, your answers are very political.
Which is, look...
I was like, I don't want to offend anyone because I don't know these people
Look, but
enough.
that's the thing. What I've realized, a lot of people on social, on camera, they are so well trained in media now that we very rarely actually understand who they are because they play it very safe. When you operate at 35,000 feet, you're not going to offend anyone. It's only when you give your real opinion and voice something, you're going to alienate people, but you're also going to draw in a lot more people than if you hadn't said something. So how do you feel about that?
The one-liners that some of the other cast members did definitely got a lot more attention. I think the more out there you are, the more attention you will get. And I think the reason why you don't really see much of me and Jed half as much as you did the other couples until obviously the very end is because there was really nothing to see. We had a really smooth, loving, respectful relationship, and it wasn't dramatic enough for TV.
But that's it.
You
that's
know,
the thing. You've got to bring.
So I think also people found it really hard to connect to us because we came in quite late. You know, people were already getting their proposals, and then our story started to show, but that wasn't enough of our story. Like some of the scenes that we, were told about, or some of the dates that we had, and they were like, oh, we might use, this date and that date. Like a lot of dates weren't used because we were just really loving and kind and sweet to each other.
Yeah. But did you feel people on the show itself were faking it up for the cameras? I mean, really, they were just kind of acting in a certain space because they knew it would be good for them later on. And
I think from the couples that were going through the proposals and their marriages, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think anybody, maybe Jav, I think he made this comment about like the first night they spent together, and I was like,
Jevon, is that
Jevon? Yes, yeah. Maybe like that one thing, but even that, I don't think it's worth like
I saw the reunion, right? And the reunion was a bit like, actually, maybe what he said wasn't as clear cut. So it looked like it was a witch hunt, right? Everyone was out for Javin because he was doing 1, 2, 3, and he was painted as the monster villain. Okay, especially because of the episode where he was at the bar and he was chatting to, I can't remember her name. It was Sophie. Sophie, that's right. But then when it came to the reunion and he said, I know, I went into the booth, they were arguing. She corroborated that same story. There was no curtain, all that kind of stuff. So ended up, he was kind of telling the truth, wasn't he?
Doesn't matter if there's no curtain. You're an
Okay.
engaged man in a photo booth in a nightclub whilst your fiance is crying at home.
I'm with you. But what I was saying is he was made to feel like such a monster beforehand, rightly or wrongly, it doesn't matter. But what he did say ended up being the truth in that regard. It was the wrong action, but what he said, and he was very smart with how he did it because he knew that would be played later on. You know what I'm trying to, like, he would say, I never said that. Or I said this, and he'd be very careful with his words.
Yeah.
Because you know that later on it can be proved or disproved because he's so aware of the cameras. So you act in a certain way because you can get away with it. And you know there's video proof to back it up. So you play within the lines of safety. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I do. I get what you mean. I think those things are also like really irrelevant facts.
Yeah. Who cares if there's a curtain?
Yeah. That's not the problem here.
Yeah.
The issue is you've left your fiance crying at home. You knew she was upset because you asked her the next day. And that's also shown on camera. So it's not that you didn't know, because he says on camera, I didn't know you were upset. But you knew. Why are you asking her, like, what was wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? You don't ask someone that's fine, what's wrong? So you already knew she was upset. You're on the TV show. Your wedding's about a week away. You're going to meet your fiance's family the next day.
They were never supposed to be. I think that it was the minute it was doomed when when he found out about Demila saying that they were going to be together, that relationship was done. Because...
But then don't go on a show like this.
Yeah, no, but I'm thinking from his perspective. Yeah. But the minute he found out that she was with Demila and that she had promised Demila that she's going to be with him, he was like, okay, I don't think if she can change that quickly. That seed was planted. So when I re-look at it with the maturity of a 42-year-old man, he has an ego and an insecurity that he used to try and cover up. So he went on the attack. So I see it slightly differently. He was in the wrong, but everyone does stuff not because they're innately bad, but because they're trying to either protect themselves or they don't have the experience to deal with certain things. And I think the show, you take it at surface level is one thing. Dubai Bling, okay? You take that at surface level, it shows Dubai in the wrong concept.
Yeah.
I had Zaina Khoury sitting exactly where you were. She was one of the stars of the thing. She's much deeper than just the show, but it's again how they want to show it. Yeah. And the learning that she would say, I was like, you took a very different insight to me because she has a different type of maturity and understanding. So people like Jevin, whatever his name, they will keep coming on the show and they'll keep using and hiding behind cameras to get away with one thing or not and to protect themselves, but sort of portray themselves in a certain way. But the bigger issue is with the show itself, because it's the show that's dictating. That will come on to the next question, if you don't mind me reading it.
Yeah, no.
Is about the show and these OTT platforms like Netflix, right? Like OSN, like all the others, because they create these reality TV shows that are influencing society. Can you read the question?
Yeah. Are OTT platforms reflecting the nature of the society or designed to influence change in society?
Yeah. So people are going on these shows because they're being created, but are they trying to change the narrative of what good society is and what is acceptable by having these big formats? Or is it just, you know what, this is how the world is, we're just going to bring the world into our shows?
I think you have to be obviously very selective about the people that you put on these shows. Just to close off that thing with Javin, I don't think he's a bad person at all. I don't think he meant to hurt Katisha. I think he was hurting himself, and that was his way of protecting himself.
He was trying to protect himself.
Yeah. And it's human nature, you know. I feel like these shows are not long enough to really see what kind of person you are. I don't think that I was portrayed in a bad light.
You weren't.
I don't, because I was myself the whole time. And, you know, people did ask me, like my close friends and family that knew, you know, were like, are you worried about what people are going to think of you? And I was like, well, no, because I wasn't trying to be someone else. I wasn't pretending something that wasn't, you know, what I believed in. So I think if people were able to see a lot more than, you know, 10 episodes? I think in total, if you put all of my scenes together, it's probably less than an hour.
Really?
of a 2-month process
Yeah.
that you as an audience get to see, so
But they have enormous power. I mean, no offense to Netflix.
yeah,
I watch them as well, but they have enormous power to sort of influence how we see things based on the people that they literally handpick. You
yeah.
told me now that the guys don't even need to audition. They get, drafted
They
in
didn't
or
for this
casted.
season. I
But
don't know about the other
yeah,
ones,
but
but
you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like it's so staged that they can portray anybody to be a villain or not, and they can sort of tap into certain social messages that they want to tap into, and then ignore others. That's a lot of power.
The thing is, we were never told to say anything. We were never scripted.
Okay.
We were never like pushed in one direction or another. For me, I was really shocked of my storyline because the reason also why you see so little of it is because we barely spoke about the independence, the paying stuff. We didn't speak about that
They wanted
very
to find
much.
something on you,
Well, my
right? That's
storyline was the fact that I was engaged previously and how much more important this second time round is. So we spent a lot of our dates talking about that, which is why it was kind of shocking to see the storyline that they did pick for us, which wasn't
the money thing.
actually wasn't of any relevance to us. So it is kind of scary when you see that a whole storyline was created of very, very little content.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I don't know. I don't feel that it was like a terrible storyline. I think with Javan, he wasn't told to say any of the stuff that he did, and some of the stuff that he said wasn't great. So it's easy to make someone look like a villain when they are.
Well, it boosts the numbers, it boosts the ratings, it boosts all that, and
Yeah.
that's dangerous. When like you have the wrong agenda with anything, with a platform like Love Is Blind or any of these, reality shows, you can really influence society and how they want to see things, what's right, what's wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do get that, and I think also it depends on like how the audience member like portrays that information. Like I've had obviously some really negative comments and some really positive. So if you can read between the lines and you are open to the fact that there is a lot more to these stories than what you are just seeing, and you're not just seeing like an hour episode and you're like, right, that's who they are, that's it, that's all I care about, then you're putting yourself in a box, and therefore I'm being put in a box as one of the cast members.
100%.
Whereas someone else, like you said yourself earlier, if you really look into it, you can read between the lines and know that there's a lot more to it than just that 1 hour that you see.
So quick question, would you go on another reality show by Netflix or any other platform?
Not another dating reality show. I would probably be open to like a fitness one or like a fun game show.
Nice.
But I'm not a dating show, no.
I've got last question. There's nothing on
okay.
it. This is for you. This is a blank ball, okay?
Okay.
Take that. Any insight that you would like to share? A personal insight that's specific to you, something that you've learned, something that you think the audience should be aware of. The floor is yours.
I didn't think about this, but I do have something in mind. I'd like to share like my life motto. And I think it's really important that, people really understand what it means. And I don't know who said it, but someone famous said it, and I'm not claiming it as mine, but I live by this. If you're going through a tough time, keep going. Like, why would you stop and dwell in the sadness? You just have to keep pushing. So I think it's really important that people can move on from things, even though it feels like it's the end of the world, especially when the wedding episode came out and I had an influx of just volatile hate online. It was hard to look at my phone for days at a time because it was just, people would make things up that didn't even exist, and I couldn't bear to look at my phone. I would have to turn it off, and then when I did go through it, I would have to just, like, whilst crying, like, delete comments and just be like, what the hell, how can the world be so mean? And like you said earlier, it's more a reflection of them than myself. So if you're going through it like I was in that moment, just keep pushing, just keep going. You will come out on the other side, and I promise it gets better. And for me, I'm back here, so it's gotten better. So yeah.
I love that. And you're going to come to Beirut very soon.
I'm going to go to Beirut. That's going to be my next trip.
Look, I absolutely love that. It's it's been a pleasure having you on, Barda.
Thank you so much for having
you're as
me.
captivating off camera as you are on camera.
Thank
You're a very, very nice lady. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
sincerely in Dubai. It's not an easy place to be. It's a great place to be, but as
Yeah.
long as you're right inside, then you're going to be great.
Thank
So I wish
you.
you all the very best.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honoured to be here. So yeah, this is very exciting. I will part ways with my mug.
And I will give you one of these bad boys
Thank
upstairs.
you.
All right? Guys, if you like this, please drop a like, a comment, share, do what you do best. And I'll see you very soon on Luca's Inside Track.